magic bat, right? And for
Oh,
a
that would be
required
crazy.
turtle rock. That's what you want to see here.
Absolutely. Now let's see, what are we going to get in our first chest here as we start game 2? It's the Power Gloves!
Oh man, that does not bode well for the ultimate fetch quest of doom, ladies and gentlemen. Starting off with something as progressing as the Power Glove, that is huge. We're gonna get our first check here. We've got crystals at Eastern and Desert. I did not see Tower of Hera.
I believe crystals in all dungeons for you, so a light world full of crystals could make the dark world trivial. We might have another fast seed on our hands. Really depends where those pendants are.
You know how it is, though, Alucard. In this version of the logic, if you get a pendant turtle rock, you know you're double dipping it.
Absolutely, and we did get a piece of heart at Uncle and only 10 arrows in the secret passage chest. Looks like Cransoon's heading over to Sanctuary now, grabbing that piece of heart, and Ben will be likely doing the same.
And one difference here, Ben did get a bomb in the right in front of Link's house, so he's going to be able to drop into escape sewers and pick up the 3 items there. Cransoon, where is he heading? Oh, he's heading to
He's hula-handing it up, that's right. So he's going to be grabbing some rupees, hopefully buying himself some bombs. But this bomb that Ben picked up is very clever with that early Power Glove. Just being able to react so quickly to the items that you collect early on can be so critical, and already has access to these 3 items. Get some more bombs for his effort, and a sword.
That is key. This is open mode. You are not guaranteed a sword early, but having a sword early in the event that, say, Skull Woods is required, that is going to be a huge help here. And Ben says, I don't need any lights. I'm going to check the dark room in Escape and see what item is there.
Yeah, without that sword, this would be extremely difficult. You have to hunt down this rat in here. As you can see him do, the rats have a bunch of RNG associated with them. So you need to find this rat so that they drop you the key that you can use to actually make your way to this chest. So this is ending up being quite time-consuming for Ben, hunting for this key and this rat, and he just gives up on it, and he is out of there.
And speaking of time-consuming, Cransoon trying to pick up some bombs from the bushes there outside of the Haunted Grove. He does pick up a bomb. He's going to be able to get the item here at Race Game if he needs it. And he does not. It is 3 bombs, but he may opt to get it anyway because he will need those 3 bombs to get through Kakariko Village. He says, nope, not going to do it.
Yeah, I think with the play on Houlihan, he has enough rupees to actually purchase the bombs, so he doesn't really need to worry about getting those. It's quite a bit time-consuming to get the race game. And I believe it did find silvers in the library, Ryu.
All right, well, that is going to give us a quick pork barbecue. Later on in the game, we got Mountain Dew in the tavern, so we got Sick Kid accessible early.
Yeah, vanilla bottle there, and we get $50 off the Sick Kid. Gonna be kind of routing northward through Kakariko to head up to the, Thieves' Hideout and Mushroom that we saw Ben just collect, which did not seem to be worthwhile. Cransoon actually picking up those bombs, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah. And you got to think Cransoon soon here will hop into Escape Sewers and pick up his Fisher-Price sword as well.
Yeah, I think it's probably logical, after getting through Kakariko here and the Lost Woods, that we might see Cransoon just save and quit and then go back to Sanctuary and get those few chests.
And Cransoon buys bombs, goes into Chicken Hut, picks up 3 bombs out of the chest.
Half magic off the bottle vendor. That is a nice pickup early on. We don't have anything.
Value!
The value indeed.
$100 for half magic or rupees? Yeah, I'll take that any day of the week.
And it didn't look like Blind's House netted anything for Ben there. Cransoon working through the well now. Bloomerang in one of these chests, but not much else, just a few pieces of heart.
Just a couple pieces of fart. And yeah, so Kakariko, which at many times turns out to be a gold mine, not turning out terribly advantageous for our runners now. So that early power glove may not be be leading to the jet seed that we thought it might have been able to.
No, not yet, but we did find a sword in the back of Escape, which is pretty nice. I mean, that'll help us do the front of Escape, that'll help us get through Mini Moldorm Cave if we need it, just a little bit quicker than maybe using the bombs. You know, it's definitely a nice thing to have, and we still have plenty more to explore here. We can actually do Zora, we can go over to Eastern Palace, a lot of options.
Yeah, and with that half magic, if our runners fail to find any further sword upgrades, but they do find, say, the fire rod, that half magic will make that laser stick one of the best items in the game.
Absolutely. Yeah, it would be great to find some sort of magical item. Maybe even like the blue cane. That can be very powerful early on.
As both of our runners kind of retreading over what the other has done here, let's go ahead right now and shout out the terrific tracker bot Tear, who is running our tracker for this match right now. Always a kind of a unsung, not exactly the most visible person on the team here, but a absolutely essential part of broadcasting these matches. So thanks, Tear, for your hard work.
Yeah, let's see some hearts in chat for Tear. Right, so Cransoon finishes his loop here. Looks like he's going to be making that play on Escape. Ben deciding to gamble on the race game. Doesn't even check it, just gonna go for it.
He's probably going to go ahead and save and quit after he picks it up anyway, so the time loss is really only about 10 seconds. So
yeah, he noped right out of there. He didn't even want to pick it up.
Nope. All right. Chat pointing out, yeah, neither one of our runners checked the Lumberjack Cave, so we have no early intel on whether or not ajneb1 is going to be required at this time.
We did just see the stun prize is the vanilla green rupee, so probably not going to be spending too much time on that, yeah. But definitely good to know.
Lots of big 20s going on here early on in the game, so we have a big 20 in the dam. Let's find out what soggy item we're going to find today.
Yeah, and these guys' routes are pretty much syncing up now, so it's going to be the first real route divergence that starts to make this a crazy race, I'm sure. Need to find some more progression, though, before that happens. These guys are going to the item-dense areas first, which is very logical.
Absolutely. Beginning of the game, obviously, Kakariko Village is your highest item density, followed up next by the cave Ben is going into right now, the Mini Moldorm Cave. 5 items in this. All you need is some way to destroy the Mini Moldorms, and you got 5 free items.
Yeah, good bomb and sword usage there. We see a green rupee, a full heart, 20 rupees. We have bombs and another piece of heart.
So this seed being really stingy so far, we are running out of places that are in the logic. Now, even though our runners have the power glove, and both of them obviously can go up Death Mountain and check the Old Man and Spectacle Rock Cave, the logic will not require them to do so. So, as you mentioned earlier, they're probably checking more item-rich locations early, as opposed to only those 2 items up in Death Mountain.
Yeah, and we're making our way over to Ice Rod Cave. You really just don't want to leave anything behind when you don't have a lot of items to work with early on. And so these out-of-the-way locations can be extremely important to route in now while you can. Otherwise, it'll take even more time later on to go back to them if they do have the progression item.
And with just a bomb capacity upgrade in the Ice Rod Cave, Alu, obviously the next choice here is Sahasrah's Closet with 3 items in the back. But do you think old Agana's Cave is going to come into play here?
Oh, it definitely could, but we also have the front side of Escape as well, which could be a reasonable play, and I think Cransoon is going for it, because we do have a handful of chests here. We already found the key to get to the backside, and we saw, Ben attempt to use that to go for the Dark Sewers chest, but we didn't actually get to see what that was. Maybe we'll find a lamp in here, maybe we'll find, I don't know, a hook shot, and then they can sequence break up Death Mountain anyways. There's so many options right now.
Absolutely. Ben, oddly enough, taking the gamble here and fake flippering over to Hobo. A bottle on Lake Hylia Island, not going to be terribly important, but the Hobo wakes up and says, "If I give you the Moon Pearl, will you go away?" Wow.
Meanwhile, Cransoon finding Ether in Escape. Very nice find.
Yeah, could be important, could be worthless. We do not know at this time because we have no idea what Misery Mire and Turtle Rock are, whether they are crystals or pendants. And quite honestly, regardless of whether they're crystal or pendants, this is version 27. Either or both could be required.
So we know we're going to find those flippers extremely early. I mean, I think Cransoon will inevitably be okay with that Moon Pearl location. But those flippers could be in kind of a trolley location. So we'll see.
Chat calling for vanilla flippers. That would be something.
Well, that would definitely give a little bit of an advantage to Cransoon since he has done the Houlihan room already to gain those extra rupees.
Because you can only enter the Houlihan room once. So, piece of fart in Zelda's chest. It's looking like we're running low on options in the logic. You gotta believe Cransoon now's got to be headed over to Sahasrah.
Yep, he's definitely going for it right now. And we did also find, of note, we found the map and the small key in Escape. So what that means is that Dark Sewers chest does have an item. It's not in the logic since we don't have the lamp, but it is an available item. And they can sequence break for it, or they may want to think about going back for it later if it is important.
High likelihood that we're going to find flippers here in Sahasrah's closet. But maybe not. We will see. And the old man is holding the Master Sword, some literacy, and 300 rupees. So with that literacy, now Cransoon has access to Desert Palace. Will not be able to necessarily complete it, but will have access to it.
Well, here's the opportunity to go check Agana's Cave, as we were talking about earlier. We can collect the item there. We can collect the item on the Desert Ledge. But we can't actually complete Desert without a fire source. And we don't know if boots are required either, which might, block us out of progression there. So we'll have to see how this plays out. But, finding that book early is a good sign.
To see if Cransoon may check the Desert Ledge as well. Nope, he's going straight for Agana. I don't blame him.
And we did see Ben talk to Sahasrah. Sahasrah will tell you where the green pendant is, and it is in Turtle Rock, Ryu. It is in Turtle Rock.
And that opens up the possibility for a huge troll seed.
Absolutely. Or a huge gamble, potentially. And there's the hook shot in Agana's Cave. Holy smokes.
My! We've got the hook shot. Now that opens up a decision. Does Cransoon decide to gamble on Death Mountain? Because now with the hook shot, he can access all of East Death Mountain and the 9 items that are over there. 8 items. I'm a lawyer because I can't do math.
There's a full heart on the desert ledge, so that's a nice thing to have, but I don't expect him to collect it as Ben opens the first chest in Eastern, which does have a compass. And we're going to go inside desert. So if this first chest that is available from walking has a compass, map, or an item, then Cransoon is done here. Unless it's an item that progresses.
Right, and that's one nice thing about hopping into Desert Palace is that if you're locked out, you're gonna know real fast.
Well, both of these guys just found their big keys for their respective dungeons. We're gonna see what's on the torch here. It is an arrow upgrade, so Cransoon can full clear the first half of Desert, but cannot defeat Landmolus without a fire source. You do need a fire source in order to get to Landmolus.
Finds the small key, so now he's going to be heading to the complete opposite side of Desert Palace, and with no boots, this is an arduous journey.
But it could be an important and required one, so
absolutely,
we'll see what's over here.
Absolutely, Cransoon is still 100% within the logic. He has done no sequence breaks yet.
On the other hand, Ben will likely be heading through these dark rooms to do a sequence break of his own after opening this big chest, which does have the map, meaning Armos does have an item. So we'll have to come back here with the bow and try to collect that later.
And there's the flippers. So now Cransoon will have an option that Ajneb did not take earlier, because even though Cransoon does not have the Moon Pearl, he has the flippers, so he can do the fake, or he can flipper all the way up to Waterfall of Wishing. Ajneb could have fake flippered there, but he didn't have the Moon Pearl at the time.
What's funny is he could have actually done the fake flipper back from Hobo, and it would have worked because he collected the Moon Pearl at Hobo.
Right.
That's actually something you don't necessarily think about immediately when you're in the moment like that, but it looks like Cransoon is going to get his Moon Pearl payoff, and he does have the rupees for Zora as well.
Yeah. So you got to think Cransoon's probably gonna go ahead and head up to Zora after finding the Moon Pearl here. He's got it. Now where does Ben go from here?
Yeah, unfortunately for Ben, a piece of heart and 3 bombs were his reward for trekking through Eastern Palace, so not a very good payoff. If Cransoon leaves Eastern untouched, that can be an advantage in his favor.
Is Cransoon going to take the warp here straight up to Waterfall of Wishing? 2 items await him there, 2 more with Zora and Zora's Ledge.
Yeah, this is certainly the direction in which the logic is pointing you.
Mitts!
There's the mitts! That's Dark World access, Ryu.
There it is. We absolutely north side of Kakariko Village teleporter is easily accessible. We do not need the hammer any longer. The Cransoon says, while I'm here, let's go ahead and check these 2 items. We're going to get a quick glimpse here. We've got +5 bombs on the ledge. Not going to bother with that, but it is time to see if Zora holds a life lesson or something valuable today.
So Ben did pick up that hook shot and is electing to go check the desert ledge, and I imagine he'll make the same trip into desert because he knows at this point that flippers are somewhere available, since he knows where that Moon Pearl is.
Life lesson from King Zora. Here's a 90% cut on your investment. Give me 500, I give you 50.
Sometimes you play the odds and you lose.
That's right.
But Cransoon won't have to go back to that area in the light world again, at least, because he's cleaned that area out. So that's some comfort, not having to backtrack.
Exactly, and Ben will absolutely have to, because the Titan's mitts are always a required item to beat the game.
Absolutely. Even if we see him sequence break into a hammer or something, he's gonna have to get those mitts. And there are some sequence break options available, like going up to Death Mountain with that hook shot and checking a bunch of chests. Like we talked about earlier, there's that Dark Sewers chest. There's definitely a few options here.
Absolutely. Cransoon with the map check here. And we have a Pendant Skull Woods, Pendant Swamp, and crystals 5 and 6 are at Thieves Town and Ice Palace.
That's really interesting. Pendant Skull Woods and Pendant T-Rock potentially mean that Fire Rod is not required.
The logic will always ensure that Fire Rod is available, however.
Yes,
Because
and we do need a way to get through Ice Palace as well. But if we find Bombo somewhere, we can actually get through Ice Palace without the Fire Rod. So, like, Fire Rod might be buried somewhere in Ganon's Tower, potentially.
Exactly. So Cransoon, even though Skull Woods is a pendant dungeon, as we know in this version of the logic, Skull Woods has earned the nickname Value Woods. He's going to check it for its possible 2 items. All right, he's found the map and the compass already, so...
And I believe Cransoon did find the big key, so he's going to do a bomb jump here. Clever bomb jump to get through here quickly. I don't believe we actually found the map quite yet. I think we found a small key and a compass. So, no items found. There are 2 items available in Skullwoods. There's only 1 more that Cransoon has access to. The others are only available if you have the Fire Rod.
Alright, Ben going to go ahead and pick up his Titan's Mitts here. And at this point of the game, Cransoon seems to have a slight lead, but this is Randomizer. No lead is ever safe until go mode. And then, not even.
Absolutely. And Ben did actually check Eastern Palace. We know that there wasn't anything there, but if Cransoon goes back, then all that time is gained back, for Ben. So it's not too much of a deal if that happens.
Yeah, so something that may be important here, Cransoon does find the Quake Medallion, a.k.a. Wavy Coin, a.k.a. Quack, in Skull Woods. We do not yet know if that is important, but we will surely find out later.
And it looks like Cransoon's going to do some of this Dark World North route. We can see what's on the Bumper Cave ledge. We can't really do anything else up here. We don't have the mirror to check the graveyard ledge, and we don't have boots to check some of these other locations. So that's going to be it. I think Cransoon's going to head to the Village of Outcasts, where we can get a few items there and jump into Thieves Town if we like. Thieves Town is a crystal dungeon, and it is one of our 5-6 dungeons. However, we don't have the hammer, so we could leave behind the big chest there.
And Ben is going to gamble on Death Mountain. Now, not only does he have access to East Side in Light World, he has access to East Side in Dark World and can get all of the items in the Hookshot Cave. Lots of items up for grabs here for Ben. This could be a huge sequence break, or it could be one of those sequence breaks that sends you off in the wrong direction.
Yeah, this is extremely lucrative, though, so I don't blame him for making this play. It's a
Not
lot
at
of
all.
items. Yeah. And you do unlock that portal there at the old man that you can save and quit to.
And we got the flute in Bombable Hut in Thieves Town. Cransoon now has the flute. We will be releasing the swag duck here soon.
That's amazing. That is some excellent mobility for getting around the light world, but since it seems like a lot of the progression might be, on Death Mountain or in the Dark World, it's not as helpful right now. Without the mirror, Cransoon won't be activating that for a little while. But he is going into Thieves, so we're going to see Thieves Town as a play here from Cransoon. We'll see if it pays off. Already 1 item is a red rupee as Ben makes his way to the item-rich side of Death Mountain.
This is probably the most item-rich area of the game right here.
Absolutely, and we're going to have to do this in a certain way since we don't have the mirror yet, and potentially may not find it. Mirror is also another item that could be in Ganon's Tower since Swamp Palace is a pendant. But yeah, without the mirror, it can be a little bit slow, but these guys know what they're doing. They know the routes, and there's the single arrow of dreams. Love me a single arrow.
Validation arrow. So, as you were mentioning, Alucard, the mirror only required for Swamp Palace. Otherwise, not required to beat the game at all. So since Swamp Palace is a pendant in this game, it is not necessarily required unless one of our required items is hiding in Swamp Palace.
And if you're just tuning in, this is The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past 2017 Fall Randomizer Tournament Finals between Cransoon and ajneb174. We are in Game 2 of this series. It is a best of 3, and Ben, or Ajneb, is up 1 game right now. The randomizer does shuffle all item locations across the game, and these guys are trying to get all the items that they need to be able to collect all 7 crystals, complete Ganon's tower, and beat Ganon.
So far, the item-dense area of Death Mountain is not helping Ben out at all, but certainly some lots more possibility left, and unfortunately, probably going to see some resident sleepers in the chat right now because Ben is doing Spiral Cave with no boots.
Cransoon's got to watch the health here. These crickets do not do negligible damage. They'll do 2 hearts a pop. You can see him trying to grab some hearts along the way.
Some of the worst enemies in the game.
And Resident Sleeper indeed, only 3 bombs for the effort there, but Ben is now going to go to the Dark World, and we'll be able to see what the requirement is for Turtle Rock, but we can't really make any progress there, even if it is Ether required, since we do not have the Cane of Samaria.
You also have you'll have 2 items here in what we call Super Bunny Cave. He will have 4 items in the Hookshot Cave. Or no, 5. Again, lawyer, because I can't do math. Meanwhile, Cransoon finds another big 20. If my old eyes are still working, I think that means we've got a 50-50 shot between our last 2 item locations in Stevestown. One's going to be an item, one's going to be a dungeon item.
And I believe we found a pretty exciting item.
And Ajneb has found in the Super Bunny Cave. I think I saw it. I think that's gotta be Kane! That's gotta be Kane!
And Ether is the medallion for Turtle Rock. So we can go in once we find that hammer. There's a nice blue tunic in the Hookshot Cave as well. But there's the hammer! What? Hammer on blind! That's crazy!
Now, does Cransoon go back into Steve? I think at this point, I lost my count. Oh man, the hype, it hurts.
I think he left behind a map or a compass in Thievestown, but that hammer location is crazy, especially if the big chest has an item. You know, a lot of players shy away from completing Thievestown until they find the hammer. So this can be absolutely devastating if Ben does not go in there. Hammer is one of the items that you really need to gain lots of progression in the game.
Yeah, more dependencies, more locations require the hammer to access than any other item in the game.
And it really just helps your routing in the across the world too. Just makes traversal so much easier.
And Cransoon finding some blue goo at Alec Baldwin's digging game. Probably not going to be a huge factor because the blue mail is located in Hookshot Cave, which most people are going to grab, but always nice to have it in your back pocket if you need it.
Absolutely. Cransoon grabbing the frog here, and he will eventually be reuniting those smiths and probably activating his flute while doing so. So that could be some good routing, but he can take this guy on a tour, takes him to Stumpy and gets the tempered. Wow.
The red hot Cheeto.
Carrot stick.
Oh, carrot stick. That's good. I like
Bacon
that too.
sword. It's got a lot of names.
I haven't had bacon in months. All right, so in the finals here, can we get a hype cave that finally lives up to its name? Because this version 27, the way it arranges items, hype cave has really lost stock in this version. Can it redeem itself here in the finals of the 2017 fall tournament? And nope, 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 and nope.
No, that was not a very hype cave. But I still love you all the same, hype cave. I still have mucho respect for you. All right, we're going to go and activate that flute. We're going to turn in this dwarf. This could be a big play because it's very time-consuming to reunite the dwarves without the mirror. You have to save and quit with this guy and then walk all the way over to Kakariko and deliver him.
But luckily for Cransoon, he still has to activate his flute, which means he was going to have to make this trip anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ben is kind of retracing Cransoon's footsteps here. Sorry to interrupt you there.
You basically said exactly what I was going to say. Ladies and gentlemen, all rise for the Cerulean National Anthem. And ladies and gentlemen, the swag duck. And in honor of the shades, the goose is loose!
Let's see what our dwarf friends will give us here as Ben makes his way to the bomb hut to actually grab a flute of his own. The question is, will he go into Thieves Town and how far will he go?
That could be the critical decision in this match. And there's still plenty more rando to play here. We've got another mail upgrade at the blacksmith, so not a huge deal, but
yeah, armor smiths, I guess. And Cransoon's making the Death Mountain play now. Now it'll be really interesting to see if he decides to go into Turtle Rock. He actually has the ability to do so. He also has the ability to go into Tower of Hera using the hook shot and the hammer to get there.
Indeed. And yes, Ben is heading on into Thieves Town. Can't blame him. I mean, Thieves Town, it's so easily accessible and so often has important items. I don't know if Ben knows how important at this time, but yeah, Cransoon coming out, and again, Cransoon is going to be able to, like you said, he's going to be able to access Tower of Hera. Because he found the hammer first, Ben is going to have to go back to it at some point in time and make an extra trip that Cransoon is not going to have to make. And that's the second time in this match that this has happened. The first time was when Ben fake flippered to Hobo, and although he found the Moon Pearl, he did not get his Titan's Mitts at Waterfall of Wishing. Cransoon did it all in one go.
Yeah, it's all about those order of operations. You know, like, I know you said you're not keen on the math, but in this case, the order in which these guys do things really matters. Like, those are potentially minutes of time that can separate these players. But as you said, we still have plenty of game. We need the bow. We may or may not need the fire rod, depending on if we find bombos. And then we're not sure about boots either. Lamp would be a nice to have, but that's not necessarily required. We know Cransoon will find the red cane up on Dark Death Mountain if he keeps going in this direction as well.
So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, this is the finals of the tournament, but just because it's the finals of this tournament doesn't mean it's the finals of all the tournaments here on Speed Gaming. So if you like what you're seeing, folks, please consider giving, first off, these runners here a follow on Twitch. They are putting in work for your enjoyment, and if you like it, please give them a follow. Remember to follow Speed Gaming as well for all of your speed racing needs. Lots of tournaments, lots of different games, all coming your way constantly, and we'd appreciate your support.
Absolutely, and NY Rambler did correct me here. We need some sort of fire source as well. So either the fire rod or the lamp will do in order to actually get through the top of Ganon's tower. So that's one more thing we're going to be looking for.
It looks like Cransoon. Yeah, it looks like Cransoon's going to go ahead and dip into Tower of Hera now. He'll hit Spiral Cave on the way back, drop down, and then hit the Dark World.
Gonna check this ether tablet now, which is extremely convenient since we have the book and we have a sword upgrade of Master or higher. And there's the mirror!
Oh my! Now, we all like the mirror, and even though it's not necessarily required for Swamp Palace, which may or may not be a required dungeon, we don't know yet, but the mirror does help significantly when you combine it with the flute in your ability to traverse the world and get from point A to point B.
It's nice for some reasons, but it's not nice for other reasons. Since Swamp Palace is not required, I mean, that gives us the ability to enter Swamp Palace, which is a dependent dungeon, which might provide the progression we need to make our way through this seed. So this is opening up lots of gambling opportunities for these players. We have the ability to go into Turtle Rock without any rod, namely the fire rod, which is extremely important for full clearing that dungeon. We have the ability now to full clear Swamp Palace with that mirror. We have a lot of overworld locations that the mirror can gain us access to. This is really opening up.
And it could be that mirror find could be a huge find or a huge troll. And there's the bow!
T! Wow.
All right, so no worries about Tower of Hera being locked by a fire source. We have found both items in Tower of Hera already. One was just a measly arrow upgrade, but the other was the bow, the Big D, allowing you to finish both Eastern Palace and Palace of Darkness, both of which are crystal dungeons in this seed.
That is an incredible find for Cransoon. Cransoon has been really going the directions that the seed has wanted them to go. I mean, finding that bow opens up all of Eastern, which he has not even been to yet, and all of Pod. Now, we don't have the lamp, but these guys can be fine through those dungeons without it. So this is incredible.
Yeah, I'm sure both of our owners would prefer to have the lamp, but they're not going to go out of their way for it. Neither one of them needs it to complete even Misery Mire. Gotta think Ben is headed over to Hype Cave and is going to be, as is normal for this version of the logic, terribly disappointed in what he finds there.
Just as Cransoon is going to be quite disappointed in his Resident Sleeper traversal here through Spiral Cave, but this is a good way for Cransoon to get to the Dark World portal at the bottom.
We could always hope for the ultimate troll, which is nobody finds the boots until, and then they get to Ganon's tower and realize that the big key is on Bob's torch.
Oh, that's a cruel fate. I don't know if I want to wish that on them. Actually, never mind, I do.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
We're on commentary, Alu. Of course we do.
Okay. You've convinced me already.
So Ben looks like he's going to either dip into Pod or check. Yeah, he's checking Pyramid, which I can't blame him for that.
Yeah, while you're here, kind of knock this out. There's some quite out-of-the-way locations like Pyramid and Catfish that you can do. And if they have progression, then it pays off big time. Since they are so out of their way, your opponent might not do it.
Oh, we got Bugnet on the pyramid. I can't believe Ben did a save and quit there. It's the Bugnet, man. Ultimate weapon against ajneb.
Right?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for posterity, because this might be my last call here. That's gotta be Kane! There in Super Bunny Cave.
Love it. Now, it looks like Ben is making a good call here and going up to, I imagine, Tower of Hera, and then we might see him dip into Turtle Rock, potentially. See what Cransoon does, though, after finding that cane. He noticed that it is Ether, but wants to do Hookshot Cave first.
Now, he's going to find the red mail in here. Not terribly much else, but yeah, he just noped onto Turtle Rock. He's like, I know it's the green pendant, but I'm going to need more evidence that it's necessary before I go in there.
I think after finding that bow, it's not as logical of a play when you have all of Pod and Eastern to traverse through. There's just so much to look for there, and they're both crystals that are progression in the game. But it looks like he's proven me wrong, and he is going for the T-Rock play. Now, without Fire Rod, you may not get very far, so this may not take a lot of time.
Yeah, and that may be the reason here, because of the items that are usually found in Turtle Rock. It's usually the flippers and the bow, both of which we've found so far.
And without anything happening in G Tower with requiring boots, I think Fire Rod is all we need to actually complete the scene. These guys are a Fire Rod away from Go mode. Well, Ben needs the bow, but we know he's going to find that there.
Right.
In Hera.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, you can't get very far here in Turtle Rock without the Fire Rod, so this isn't a bad call by Cransoon. If the Fire Rod is here, then that could be something. But if it's not, he gets to nope out of here real fast.
Well, we found a key, so Cransoon can keep making progress here. And I guess Misery Myers also required Crystal, so we could need Bombos to open that up.
Right.
But we don't know that yet. But these guys can check it. They have that available right now.
Yeah, and with the mirror that Cransoon has, he will be able to check both the Misery Mire Shack and Checkerboard Cave.
Definitely the Fire Rod!
Fire Rod!
What?
Oh my!
That is an amazing gamble. Cransoon has got to be feeling awesome about that. Wow!
Jeez. Ladies and friends, has activated Go mode.
I hope so.
Well,
because we're about to find out
Schrodinger's Go mode.
Schrodinger's Go mode. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here in Mire, and we'll see what happens
in Cannon's Tower. Yeah.
But looks like pretty much Go mode here. He's got it. Oh my goodness.
Quake.
And I think he's just going to go for it. You know, at this point, you have all those items. You just gamble on G Tower. That's what most players do.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point in the game, particularly with the skill level of the players that we have here, what does he got? He's got Red Mail. He's got Tempered Sword. Right? He's got everything he needs. He's got half magic. What more does he really need?
Nothing, really. He's just got to get some crystals and get going. This is incredible for Cransoon. What a play into Turtle Rock. Ben did not make this play. So
no.
I think Ben's only hope is that Ganon's Tower has the big key on the torch. All right, small key in the bridge chest, and we're going to be working towards that spike chest here on the right side of Misery Mire. We just need the big key, and then we can just go. We don't have to worry about anything else at this point.
Not at all.
Ben's taking that bow over to Pod. It makes sense. You can mirror to Eastern as well.
It'd be interesting if he ends up finding the boots and ergo the silver arrows.
Ooh, that could be really interesting to see here. That could definitely gain him some time, but he's going to be checking all these extra locations. He's going to be losing him time.
True.
Because Cransoon will likely just find the big key and then peace. He'll be done.
Oh no. Are you seeing what I'm seeing on my screen, Alu? Yeah, Ben didn't have enough money for Kiki, the extortionist.
That's really unfortunate.
But what he can do, he can go in here to Eastern Palace. He can go into the bonus rupee room and get enough money for Kiki that way. And he left his portal right out front, so it's not going to be too terribly much of a time loss.
No, it's not bad at all, and he might have even realized that going in here. But Kiki will just follow you along the way anyways. Like, you can't avoid Kiki unless you go to the light world entirely. So, I mean, he might just be cutting his losses. He can get the rupees, the 90 rupees here, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cransoon checking vanilla big key location for that big key, trying to find that big key.
Yeah, so I believe he found a key in the room north of the torch room, which means that the big key has to be in its vanilla location.
There's also one chest on like the right side, which is a little bit hard to route in. This is like blocked by crystal pegs, but he made the right play. He's in there. He's got the big key vanilla. He knows that Ben is going to have to do the same thing, so no real time lost there. But doing this in the dark can be quite challenging, and Cransoon only has a few hearts remaining. Needs to get this Samaria block on the Switch.
Yeah, he does have blue goo. That's, yeah, I figured he was going to use it there after he got hit. So, yeah, this is what many consider to be the most difficult dark room in the game. All right, he's through it.
Well done. Great job. He also has to make his way through this spike without, getting knocked all over the place. No safeties to get through, but he's done it.
Does have to reset the crystal switch here. He misses the first time. And the second. He is taking some hits from... Oh, no, Cransoon.
Oh, my goodness. There he goes. He's got 2 hearts left. He needs to be really careful right now. I don't believe he has any more safeties. He has some green goo, but nothing else. Ben is already done with the Armos Knights and has picked up the Eastern Palace Crystal. Found a full heart for the trouble there. Alright, and Cransoon is through, but not out of the woods yet. We have to fight Vitreous, and no silvers. Means this is going to be a tricky fight. Can't use the standard NMG damage boosting strats to take out Vitreous. If you stand on the goo behind Vitreous, you can get some good spins in there and kind of damage boost through. But he does not really have that option available.
And he already used his blue goo, so...
Oh, no!
Yeah. Oh, gosh, no. Took a death. Oh, my gosh.
That is an extremely time-consuming death. He has to start back from the beginning.
Yeah, the only way it could be worse is if it were to cold stare. And Cransoon gonna nope out of there. Why not? He can go ahead and do desert while he's here. But nope, he's noping out. He's gonna buy some potions.
I don't blame him. Get stocked up and get ready to go.
So this will be interesting. Our runners, Cransoon's going to clear this as it, like you said earlier, gambling that he's in go mode, which we won't be able to confirm until we hit Ganon's tower. But if Ben finds the boots in one of these dungeons that he is full clearing because he's not, he's still looking for the fire rod at this point, that could be a huge difference maker.
Absolutely. Especially if that big key is on the torch. That's going to change this entirely. But Cransoon is going to go and do Pod and Eastern first. Maybe in the hopes of finding silvers or finding some other safeties. Maybe, I don't know, the cape or the blue cane or something that just helps him get through mire easier. Maybe he'll find the lamp, for all he knows.
And talk about symmetry. Cransoon doesn't have enough rupees for Kiki the monkey either.
He just bought all those potions.
Yeah. It's all right. He's got, just like Ben did, he's got the rupee room in Eastern. Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah. Can always fall back on that. And after completing Eastern, he'll get another full heart, so that'll again help his traversal through mire if that becomes a problem later on. But I think he's fine with all those potions now. So there was the ice rod in Palace of Darkness. Interesting find for Ben. Maybe that will give Ben the confidence to go to Turtle Rock to find that fire rod. But usually it's the other way around. You want to get the fire rod and then look for ice rod in Turtle Rock.
So, big key on Bob's chest, vanilla boots.
Oh my goodness.
The evil.
And what's interesting about that is, like, Ben will, whenever he goes to T-Rock, he's just gonna nope out of there once he finds the fire rod. He's not gonna continue or anything. So if the boots are actually at Sahasrara, that's, oh my goodness.
Or, even worse. Big key on Bob's chest, boots on pedestal.
That's certainly a possibility.
I mean, so infinitesimally low odds, but, it could happen. So you're saying there's a chance?
Oh, there's a chance for sure. Ben is navigating these dark rooms perfectly.
Ben absolutely with some of the best execution of anybody who plays this game. Here's the one that trips me up the most right here. Ben going into Maze of Darkness with no lamp. I yield to superior skill.
This is not an easy thing to do, but you learn to do it when you're at this stage of the tournament. It's
absolutely
almost imperative. Can give you such a huge advantage.
Cransoon did not hit up the rupee room here in Eastern Palace.
That's gonna spell trouble for him. Maybe he's hoping to find some cash off of these enemies here at the end. He could get lucky.
He could. He only needs
110.
He only needs about 27 rupees. So
got one.
Big greener.
There's 5 more, and we know there's a full heart on Armos, so he's gonna struggle a little bit here.
Ben heading out to Helmasaur King now.
You can't blame Cransoon here. Like, you gotta be nervous. This is the finals. Your tournament life is on the line. The championship is on the line here. You're a game down. There's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't know that your opponent did not take the same route that you did. Yeah, Cransoon is definitely tilted there, realizing I need some rupees and I need them now.
So we're gonna see him go back to Pod later. Gonna hit up Ice Palace first. This can be a very quick dungeon in go mode.
Absolutely.
And
One.
we might see him check just a couple chests along the way, maybe to find that money. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. There are a couple that are kind of on the way, even if you're doing a go mode clear. But with that Ice Palace bomb jump, this dungeon takes significantly less than half the time it would on a full clear.
Ben trying to find these turtles here in the dark. Manages to do it. No fire rod to light the way.
Yeah, there is a torch in that room you could use, but as you said, no light. But he has done it. He is on his way to Helmsir King. He's just going to tank the turtles there, and Helmsir King obviously going to be no problem for Ben.
Cransoon finding the cash he needed for Kiki there in that penguin room, and the big key to go along with it. So as I said, I think he just wanted to check a couple chests along the way to make sure he could get that money.
Down goes Helmsir King. I know someone out there who is crying right now. That would be Geeky Fried Rice.
Yeah, beautiful fight. That gives Ben 4 crystals. Is advantage Ben in terms of the crystal count.
Yep. And Cransoon is gonna have to double dip both Meyer, well, not really double dip Pod, but he's gonna have to go back to Pod because of his error in not going to the Rupee Room in Eastern.
Oh my goodness, is this Ben gambling Turtle Rock right now?
Oh my.
I
can't think of anything else he would be doing
but
at
this
this time.
is amazing for Ben. This could
Well,
bring Ben right back into this.
Absolutely, and like you mentioned earlier, Alu, he got the ice rod, right? And Turtle Rock is the green pendant in version 26, aka the all dungeons version. He's got the Cane of Samaria, he got it early, he knows he's got the medallion to get into Turtle Rock. Convergence of all those factors leads you to believe I probably need to take a gamble on Turtle Rock. And again, like we mentioned earlier, you don't have the fire rod. So if you're not going to be able to go very far in Turtle Rock without it, usually.
Yeah, I'm honestly shocked to not see him go into Swamp, because that is full clearable right now. But this, maybe he's just feeling behind. Maybe Ben is feeling like the pressure right now, that he's like way behind because he's been checking all the overworld. He's been checking, Pod didn't give him anything. Like, this might just be like a YOLO gamble from Ben, and it's actually going to pay off. And you'll probably feel pretty good about it, too.
All right, so Cransoon finishing up Ice Palace. He now has 3 crystals. Ben is going to be extremely happy to find his fire rod here. And you know what? After this, Ben really just has Meyer and the very fast Desert Palace and Go Mode Ice Palace.
All right, Cransoon is well equipped to go back to Pod. Got the cash this time. So all he has to do is get that big key, and then he's in pretty good shape. Just needs a small key and a big key, and then he can get to the boss. Ben finds the fire rod.
And nopes right out of there.
He's out of here. And he's now in Cransoon's situation. These guys both have 3 crystal dungeons to complete a piece. So this is going to be crazy. These guys may end up syncing up in G Tower.
That is entirely possible. Ben is going to go ahead and head into Meyer. The double dip that Cransoon is going to have to do into Meyer could end up being incredibly costly here. Ben sees that he has Quack. He knows he can go on in. He's not even going to bother checking Meyer Shack, just like Cransoon did. It's time to clear this sucker out.
Absolutely. Now, keep in mind, Ben does need to pick up the vanilla big key location, which has the big key, in order to get through this dungeon. So there's a little bit of work for Ben, but Cransoon also has to search for the big key. I don't quite remember where that was. Do you remember, you?
I don't have a clue, sir.
I'm sure chat will be very helpful in that regard.
Look at that execution in that first room of Misery Mire. Wow. Big key pod was right side, says the chat. Ooh.
Oh, interesting. That could be a pretty fast big key, not having to do the dark maze. The important thing is the execution here. Really need to be really quick on these dark rooms, because both of these guys are going through some tough dark rooms in the game. Cransoon is going to have to go back through that Mire dark room, going to have to make his way through the pod dark rooms. All that is execution.
But if he does right side first, it'll be just the easier dark room in pod that Cransoon has to do, not that difficult maze of darkness.
Yeah, and he does have the fire rod to light it all up, which is nice. We're looking at a very, very close race, because once Cransoon is done with pod here, he'll just do the Mire Desert combo, having both big keys already. And then Ben's gonna jump out of Mire once he's done and go to Desert, finish that up, and then has to do a go mode Ice Palace, which is still kind of time consuming, but not nearly as long as the full clear.
So Ben is going to be picking up his big key here. Cransoon heading on down. Man, this is tight, Alu. This is going to be a close one.
Super close. I do think the big key location in pod definitely helps Cransoon out here a lot, though. Not having to go to the back of the dungeon is extremely significant. With Ben having to get this big key here. So who do you guys think will win? Cheer for your favorite runner here as we get to the late game.
Absolutely. You know, could this come down to the old classic left side versus right side Ganon's Tower? And that's certainly a possibility. You know, other than, of course, our, sick, twisted desire to see boots on the or the big key on Bob's torch.
Oh
Just
my
saying.
goodness. That is going to be... I don't even know what will happen. I assume they'll probably try to full clear Ganon's Tower, if that ends up being the case. And look at this! Look at these dark rooms. Like, everybody's in a dark room.
Oh, okay. No, I thought my old eyes had just failed me for a second there. Okay, good. So Ben, just seeing somebody do Misery Mire Dark is just, it blows my mind every time. Because the picking up the old man in the Death Mountain Cave, not too terribly hard once you figure it out. The Rupee Room in Pod, not terribly difficult once you figure it out. Eastern Palace Dark Rooms, not that hard. But Mire, particularly that one spot, that one perfect spot where you have to drop that Cane of Samaria block. Yeah.
Can be very challenging. Ben approaching Vitreous now with 2.5 hearts, kind of the position that Cransoon was in going into this fight. But looks like he knows he has that blue potion, so he's going to put that to good use. here are those damage boosting strats I was talking about. The goo only does 1 heart of damage that the goo that Vitreous is sitting on, so you can damage boost off of that, get some invincibility frames, and then take out all the small eyeballs around Vitreous with some good spins. And then some arrow shots and
run out of arrows.
Apparently a couple slashes. And there goes Vitreous.
So Cransoon is going to have to go in. Now, luckily, he could just walk straight to Vitreous, but the crystal count here. Ben is going to have to go into Ice Palace, but Ben is going to go mode Ice Palace, so not going to be a terribly long dungeon. Both still have to complete Desert Palace. My God, this is close.
This is super close. I mean, getting back to Vitreous is a bit time-consuming, so Cransoon needs to do that first. Ben gonna quickly polish off Landmo here.
Yeah. And both runners already checked to see that they were not boot locked in Desert Palace. Not only that, the item on the torch is not relevant. So, yeah, absolutely blazing fast, clear of desert here. Now Cransoon gonna have to do that awful mired dark room again.
Yeah, he previously struggled with this, so he needs to clutch this out quickly.
Looks like he's getting trolled by it a little bit again here. Every second that it takes him is
and he's got it.
Helping Ben out. He's got it.
All right, onwards. Wow! I blinked!
Oh my.
And Ben just took out land mode so quickly with the fire rod. Amazing execution there. And that's another crystal under Ben's belt, so only Ice Palace left, and it's going to be a go mode Ice Palace.
Yeah, now if Cransoon can hurry up here and beat Vitreous, if he gets into Desert at the same time that that Ben gets to Ice, it's advantage Cransoon.
But it's still, even then, I think it's still going to be very close. And
oh,
so
absolutely.
Ganon's Tower routing and where that big key is in Ganon's Tower may make all the difference.
Yeah, because as you just saw from Ben, clearing Desert is going to take almost no time whatsoever.
Cransoon knows these strats as well for Vitreous. Needs to be really careful with the health here.
Oh my gosh.
Whew.
He did buy potions. Remember, he did buy potions. So now he's just going to face tank this.
For this, but gave me a heart attack doing it. My goodness.
I'm too young for this. No, this. Too young to have a heart attack, man.
Seriously.
My gosh, this is going to be close, folks, because like we talked about earlier, Ben is going to be doing a go mode Ice Palace here. Cransoon is going to get out of here, mirror straight to Desert. Oh my. Two of the most loquacious commentators here right now. Both of us are kind of a little nervous, a little lost for words because of the hype. I know!
This is such a hype race! You're just in awe of the execution of these players, and you're just trying to anticipate where this big key's gonna be. You know, it's tough.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we want... You know you want it. You know you want Big Key on Bob's torch so that this race can continue.
Well, that would be crazy. And look at the time that we're at, Ryu. We're at 1:09 on the clock. This has been an extremely fast seed.
Stoops Jet Seed.
That's
unless that Ganon's Tower Big Key. I know a lot of times everybody does, bless RNG for pedestal hype, but come on, bless RNG Bob's torch. That's what we want, ladies and gentlemen.
Cransoon in the cutscene, getting to Landmo. Ben almost at Cold Stare.
Oh my.
Manage Cransoon right now. Beautiful one-cycle Land Molus from Cransoon. He has all the crystals he needs to get into Ganon's tower. What does that mean, Ryu?
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. There are 22 chests in Ganon's tower in which the big key could be located. Put your guess in the chat right now for the what could be the final time of the tournament or the second to last, depending on Cransoon and his ability to clear out GT at this time. What is your guess, ladies and gentlemen? Alucard 2004, my commentary partner. Sir, what is your guess?
Let's go with number 1. I think Cransoon is gonna check that torch immediately. I want to see that. I'm gonna go with number 1. How about you, Ryu?
All right, I'm going with you. I think the same thing. I think Cransoon. I would check that torch immediately just in case. Come on, Bob's torch.
But it's not uncommon to check the right side, check the couple chests on the right. If you get a key, you can continue going right. It can be a little bit tricky without boots, but you can still make the cycle on the torch puzzle on the right side to get access to the compass room, which has 4 chests. So if you find the big key over there, you don't even have to worry about the torch. So I can definitely understand that routing as well. We'll see what decision Cransoon decides to make. We are going to be playing our little guessing game here from Cransoon's perspective, since he will be the first into Ganon's tower.
Cransoon hitting the Dark World teleporter on top of Turtle Rock. Ben is not far behind, mere seconds behind.
Maybe 30 seconds tops. It's really
Absolutely. Close. And again, even if the big key is not on Bob's torch, even if we're not that lucky to get our sadistic wishes granted, remember, it could come down to the classic left-right side Ganon's tower. It could come down to the troll dorm living up to its name. There are so many possibilities just in Ganon's tower for this match to turn around that no lead is safe. And Ben has no arrows.
No arrows whatsoever. Now, we don't have silvers, so that doesn't matter as much, but it's really nice to have arrows going into the gauntlet. But anyways, here we go. Cransoon going right side first. First chest has a small key. Second chest, another small key. Gonna be continuing down the right side.
Right. Yeah, Ben will need at least 8 arrows to kill all of the Gorias, aka mimics, in Ganon's tower. Now there are a couple places where a couple of pots where arrow drops are guaranteed, so he should be okay, but that is seconds he's going to have to take to pick up arrows if he notices.
Ben appears to be taking the same route as Cransoon. It's gonna come down to execution at this point. Oh, Cransoon locks himself out there. Loses a couple seconds. That's all it takes.
Yeah, that is all Ben needs.
A couple full hearts and a piece of heart and 20 bucks. So we're going to be going left side after grabbing this key here, I imagine, and we will see what's on that torch.
Oh man, the suspense is killing me.
Oh, here we go, folks.
You may need to call in new commentators if the big key is on Bob's torch. No, it is not. Okay. Amazing. All right, so Ben still mere seconds behind. All right, we have got the stall child room. We got the boots. What are those? 300 rupees and 20 rupees. The quest for the big key continues. The longer this goes, the more opportunity Ben has to catch up here. Cransoon is no slouch, but Ben has some of the best execution of any runner in this tournament. There's 300 more roops. All the money was hiding in Ganon's tower. Still mere seconds. As I mentioned before, anything can still happen. Trolldorm could happen. ajneb174 could happen. A fall on Ganon could happen. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it comes down to that execution at this point. You just gotta be reading the RNG, you gotta be reacting accordingly. That's what it comes down to.
So Cransoon getting low on health here. I believe he has one potion, unless I miscounted. Did he buy just one, or did he buy 2 potions earlier? I don't know, but he's about to enter the randomizer room. We got a map. We got a compass. We got 100 roops and a piece of fart.
No big key. Cransoon needs to really seriously think about maybe using a potion soon, though.
Hey, Alu.
Hey.
You thinking tile room?
Oh, goodness. Oh, no. Well, I think that's the last thing both of these guys are gonna check. So, we got 4 more chests here to find that big key. And one of them could also be silvers.
Yeah,
so missing those silvers.
No, silvers were on
right.
Library.
You're right, they were on the library that long ago. Good call. Good call.
Yeah.
No going back for that.
Okay, Ben has 5 arrows. Cransoon has 24, so he's going to be able to take out Armos Knights here. Ben is only going to have 9 arrows going into Armos. Is he going to pick up some more? Yeah, there he goes. Yeah. Ben did notice the arrow shortage. But he is catching up.
Vanilla Big Key! And
is this
Butter Sword!
Oh my! But yeah, Vanilla Big Key, is this even randomized? Ben says, I'm going to use the Fire Rod on Armos Knights. I don't know that I have ever seen that.
That's incredible. Ben's struggling a little bit with this fight. Gonna go ahead and pull out that Fire Rod to finish off the Armos there. And Cransoon is already in the Mimic rooms here.
Oh, he's got 1 arrow. There is a pot here where he can pick up arrows. There we go.
He missed one. He's really got to clutch this out right now. He needs to hit both of these.
Oh my. He got it. He got it. Oh. That was close.
Ben also needs to be extremely careful with his arrows right now.
Imagine you're Cransoon right now. You are in the 2nd match of the finals against the tournament champion from the previous tournament, who you know has some of the best execution of anyone in the tournament. You are in Ganon's tower at 1 hour, 18 minutes, and you have not seen a dot done from your opponent yet, and you are fighting for your tournament life. What kind of nerves does Cransoon have right now?
Insane. Astronomical amounts of nerves. But he's playing really well despite that. You have to, show some respect to both of these guys. They're in such a pressured position. I think even Ben knows how strong his opponent is, and if his opponent did make that Turtle Rock gamble like Cransoon did early on, Ben's been doubling back to a lot of locations and things, and he's probably feeling the pressure as well. Try to take this championship.
Yeah, he got trolled by the Beamos there, and I don't understand how the fireball from the statue hit him because he has the red shield, and it hit him full in the face. I do not understand what just happened there.
And soon with a nice 2-cycle land mode there. It's an opportunity for Ben to catch up if he does get the 1 cycle, but Ben is struggling through this gauntlet room here.
It can happen to everybody, regardless of how good your execution is, because of all the RNG involved in some of these enemies' movements.
I love these Samaria strats. It's so good.
It's so pretty. And it's just so satisfying when you hit all.
Yeah, and it's actually not terribly difficult to learn either. Something that you can really do as a beginner player to the game. You just got to line up where your block is and just knock it out.
Yeah, Ben did not get a 1 cycle on lands 2, so does not make up too terribly much time against Cransoon there. Cransoon heading into the final section here. He will be on Troll Dorm 2 very shortly. He did need that 1 key.
Some chests at the end here. Finds $300 and a key. Uh-oh.
Ooh. Now maybe he was hoping for a clutch piece of heart and life refill.
Yeah, or powder maybe. That would be a really nice thing to find. Taking some hits here. Needs to be careful.
Oh no. Come on, Cransoon. Yeah, he's got to get that magic. 3 hearts. The pucker factor must be increasing here. I wish I knew for a fact whether he had 1 more potion or...
I want to say he does, but checks the final chest there at the end. Finds only bombs.
Troll chest, not the validation chest. Troll chest. Cransoon heading up. He's going to be hitting that 2 here. Ajneb finishing up Moldorm. Nice dash strat.
These guys only have 3 and 4 hearts, respectively, between Cransoon and Ben. Oh, I think that might be a double. I don't think that was a triple because
I don't think so either.
Counted.
And just a single on the next round. Nice lineup here, though. Only gets a single out of it, though. Yeah, lots of blue balls.
Oof, needs to be careful with the health here. And he's taken Aga 2 down as Ben is entering here.
Ben
this is
gets
going to be really
double
close.
2 in a row. All right, Ben has to go another round, too. He did not get a double.
Yeah, I think he knocked Aghanim against the wall, and Aghanim did not shoot something out there, or I don't know. But looks like Cransoon's the first to Ganon, and
with
he's
2
leaving.
Hearts. No. Oh, he's gonna get the fairy. Is he gonna get the fairy at the?
Cransoon!
Yeah, he's getting the fairy. Oh no! Oh my God! He has spin speed.
He has spin speed, but Ben's the first to fall.
Oh my God!
Ben takes the lead.
No. Oh my God! But remember, Cransoon has red mail. Ben has blue mail. Any accidental Ganon hugs here could be. Oh my God! The pucker factor, the clench factor, it is all real here. Both of our runners have the butter sword. And both of them playing it a little safe here on Ganon. I would have expected Ben to use the dash strats.
But Ben is already in phase 3. Cransoon just entering. They're mere seconds apart right now.
Oh my lord. Remember, Ganon hugs are the best hugs.
Not in Ben's case.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Ben
I think
got
one
awfully
hit,
close there, too.
I think 1 hit and Ben is toast, at least from Ganon himself.
Remember, this is Silverless Ganon. We need 12 spins on Ganon at the right time in order to actually damage him without silvers. Knocking him into that frozen state, not very good.
No.
Cransoon with a couple execution errors here at the end, but he's still getting those spins in. But Ben
and Ben getting a triple round clutching there.
Yeah, that's huge.
If you set it up just right, you can get 3 hits on Ganon during a silverless cycle, as opposed to the 2.
Up, Cransoon getting a triple there, but Ben takes down Ganon.
Oh my. All right, we got to wait until it's absolutely official. And it is, ladies and gentlemen, ajneb174 has finished with a official Speedruns Live time of 1 hour, 24 minutes, 46 seconds to be the first two-time Legend of Zelda Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament champion, 2 in a row for ajneb174. And that is only a difference of 15 seconds between the two of them, because Cransoon's final time was 1 hour, 25 minutes, 1 second. Oh my God, Alu, what kind of race was that?
An incredible one. Both of these guys putting up some amazing execution and routing. Cransoon with that amazing gamble into Turtle Rock to find the fire rod. That was awesome. Both of these guys are incredible players, and in my opinion, Cransoon is a champion in his own right for getting to this point and facing off against such a tough opponent.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, the two most costly decisions for Cransoon, or not really a decision, but dying on Vitreous and then getting that fairy. Wow.
And despite that,
God.
made it so close. Incredible.
Yeah. I am glad that I was able to call that match. Wow. That's going to go down as one of my favorite matches that I have called since I've been doing commentary for this. Oh my.
Yeah, absolutely. This is an incredible match between these two players. They have performed so wonderfully, and like just the back and forth between the two, the roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah. And just give you guys some of the inside baseball here. Ben in the SRL chat says, that face win, I did the Turtle Rock gamble just because I'm playing against you. I said that to Cransoon. Oh, wow. An old guy like me can't take that. I don't know if my heart can take it.
Probably one of my favorite things, honestly, in this match, or funniest things, I should say, was probably the fact that both of them struggled with the Kiki money. The extortionist monkey was a big factor in this race. It was crazy.
Without a doubt. Kiki the extortionist living up to his name. And extortion apparently pays, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
We are trying to get our tournament champion and the runner-up to join us here. Obviously, it is their prerogative, but we'd like to be able to get them to be able to say hi to everybody. Over 6,000 of you watching this stream right now. Thank you so much for your support. And while we wait for our runners to join us here, I'd like to remind everybody that if you enjoyed what you're seeing here today, please give ajneb174 and Cransoon a follow here on Twitch, putting in work. Some of the two best players of this game on the planet. 15-second difference. It doesn't get much more hype than that. And for all of more hype action and speed gaming action, hey, give Speed Gaming a follow here, guys. We very much appreciate all of you that came out to watch this final match of the tournament. We do have the bronze medal match coming up later on today here on Speed Gaming. Two other also amazing runners in this tournament.
Absolutely. JSR2 Gamers versus Amazing Ampharos in the bronze match. They already played game 1 on Tuesday, so game 2 and potentially a game 3 are coming up here at 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the main Speed Gaming channel. You're going to have Adirondack Rick and Willard J. Bradley, some amazing commentators for Game 2. Should be super excited. I'm hype. I'm going to be hyped. So make sure you are too.
I will try. Remember, it's already 10 o'clock at night here.
Fair enough.
Old men need their sleep.
Also, we have plenty of other amazing things happening here on Speed Gaming as well. If you're interested in Super Mario Odyssey, or Mega Man X, or Mega Man 1, There is so many tournaments happening here on Speed Game. You can see them in the profile below. Lots of tournaments happening all the time here on Speed Gaming. And coming up in Link to the Past, we do have a Key Sanity tournament that will start at the end of January. So if you're interested in participating, make sure you go ahead and sign up for that. If you're interested in watching, stay tuned because we're going to have lots more Link to the Past fun coming at you. In addition to that, we do have a No Major Glitches tournament coming up starting in March. So if you're interested in seeing how fast you can complete the vanilla game with the minimum number of items, or I guess any number of items, since it is any percent, then make sure to tune in March as we get that tournament kicked off as well. You're going to see some of the top execution in the game there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the champ and the runner-up waiting for us here. We are going to pull them in. Ben.
Hey.
It's like you and I have been here before, sir. Congratulations on becoming the Link to the Past Fall 2017 Randomizer Tournament champion. That's 2 in a row, man.
Thanks.
But Cransoon, my gosh, what a performance there, my friend. Absolutely amazing play from you as well. Couple things did not go your way, and that ended up being the difference. But my gosh, your play getting here to the finals. Both of you guys gave us one of the most hype matches I've ever called, that all of our players have ever seen. What do you guys have? What's your reaction to this final match?
I'm honestly, like, I'm not even that upset that I lost. Like, it's kind of the expected outcome, and the biggest thing I was worried about was having it be another blowout like it was in round 1. I just wanted it to be closer, and it was, obviously, and so I really can't complain. Like,
yeah, Cransoon, that's a testament to you, that the respect that you have for your opponent there. But I just have to ask you this question: will Vitreous forever be your nemesis?
It's honestly, it wasn't even Vitreous. It was the Dark Room before him. It was that stupid switch. If I hadn't lost all that health there, I feel pretty decently comfortable on Vitreous with, like, I don't know, Tempered Sword and like 6 hearts. I can probably take him out, but I had 2. And so there really wasn't anything I could do except like slash at the eyeballs. And I don't know. I don't practice that strat because it comes up so rarely, like low health Vidi. Like,
right.
You've always got safeties or powder or something, silvers. And so, I don't know. I just didn't really know how to handle that fight. So, and I also didn't have very many arrows, so I couldn't just like unload into the small eyes or anything like that. So it was, I don't know. At the end of the day, I think it was really that one Dark Room more than anything else. Actually, those 2, Dark Room 1 and 3. Trying to hit that switch in the first room and then trying to flip the crystal switch in the third one. Those 2 things were what cost me all the health. But yeah,
I would counter argue that both of you had the same nemesis, the monkey.
Oh,
I
really?
would say that was probably one of the trolliest things that happened in this scene, is that both of you had trouble with cash.
Really? That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason I had issues is because I died to Vidi, and I was just so, like, it was so, like, I don't know. It put me on edge and I had no idea what to do, so my first instinct was like, I've got money, just go buy potions, think about what to do next, later. And so I bought the potions, and I was like, okay, yeah, Pod Eastern. And then I like went into the warp and I looked at my money and I was like, oh my god, what did I just do? And so, yeah, that was definitely a thing.
So Ben, walk us through kind of your impressions of that seed. Now, you did an early fake flippers and found the Moon Pearl. So how did that affect your play and your routing?
Didn't change that much. I was expecting to see early flippers, so I was like, that was probably pointless to do it. The way I played kind of started pretty badly. Got the early bomb, went for back of escape, never got to find that that rat with small key. I was pretty mad after that. Well, mad. After that, I did break a lot of logic, and it didn't really help me much. I went early to DM. I got absolutely nothing except the Cane of Sumaya, which was not very useful.
But come on, Ben. The Cane of Samara is the greatest item in the game.
It is. But yeah, I mean, I was kind of sad when my play didn't really pay off. Then I had to go into Thief's Stone without the armor, which was kind of painful. But I was pretty sure that Cransoon would have done it. I know he did it yesterday in a practice run, so I was like, he would most likely do it here, and I'm kind of happy I've done it. So,
I'll say the hammer was at blind. You don't see that very often.
No, I think that's the first time I'm seeing this, to be honest.
I think I've seen it one time before ever, and that time there was also an item in big chest, and that was like a horrible decision to have to make. So I was really happy that there wasn't an item left in Thieves Town, because having to make that decision after beating blind, like, and getting hammer, like, do I go back for the chest now? Like, it's such a terrible decision to make.
But tell us, Cransoon, what was the thought process about jumping into T-Rock early there? That definitely put you ahead in kind of like the mid-game.
Hashtag V27, pretty much. Like, T-Rock has the value basically always, and I wasn't expecting it to play out for me. One of the things is I didn't realize until I went into T-Rock. Like, for some reason, I'm not used to thinking about go mode that early. Like, 40 minutes, I'm not used to that. And so I was like, I went into T-Rock, I'm like, wait a second. Am I in go mode right now? I might be in go mode right now. How many items what do I need for go mode? And like, it wasn't until I got Fire Rod that I remembered, it wasn't until I got Fire Rod that I actually realized, oh no, I did need a Fire Source, so I wasn't in go mode. But like, after I opened Chain Chomp Chest, I was actually going to leave because I was just thinking like, oh, I'm totally in go mode. Like, unless it's Bombos or something, like, I don't know. I was all over the place mentally that run. It was really weird.
So Ben, we got to know how does it feel winning 2 tournaments in a row and through some absolutely the stiffest competition possible. Obviously, your nemesis, Christos Owen, who was in the finals of the previous tournament and in the quarterfinals here. I mean, defeating that level of competition twice in a row, man. I mean, where do you go from here?
I feel amazing, but I don't know. It's so weird. I mean, I was just happy of being out of groups, to be honest, because all those new people, there's obviously a lot of them I didn't even know, because after the last tourney, I kind of stopped for 2-3 months to play Randomizer. Then I came back, there's like 1 million new people, and 10 they all win star matches in the tourney, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna have to watch those people. Who are they? And so I started watching a lot more people that I didn't know before the tourney, like Jem, Gerdo, Cransoon. I mean, I could say a lot of them, but there are just so many of them, and they are just so good. And that makes you get better, because you need to. And yeah, then you need that little bit of luck, always. Which I got really lucky in, let's say, 2-3 races. I mean, when you lose against Christos for like 2 seconds, you're like, I mean, it could have been him in finals and winning or whatever. It's just a little bit of luck.
Well, again, Ben Cransoon, thank you so much for providing us with one of the hypest races of the tournament. And is there a better time to turn in that kind of performance than the absolute final match? So I think at one point we had over 7,000 viewers watching you
Wow.
guys battle it out here, and that is a testament to you guys and how well you guys are playing on this game. And it's a testament not only to you guys but to everyone in this community. As I said in the previous finals, and I will say it again, this community is made up of some of the nicest, most welcoming people on the internet. You guys are so nice to newbies and people and untalented people like myself who can't hold a candle to you guys as far as execution. But you guys have always welcomed me with open arms, and I am highly appreciative for that. And this community is one of the best communities on the internet. And apparently I was wrong. It was over 8,500 at one point. People watching this. Almost over 9,000, but not quite. So thanks, guys, for all that you do. But before we sign off, obviously, Cransoon, you have any final words before we close this out today?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to give some quick shout outs to a few individual people.
You've earned it. Go
like-
right
Doesn't
ahead.
even have to be quick. Take your time.
Nope.
Like, first off, I want to give huge shout outs to Spooty Biscuit and TGH because back in like May, I saw both of them started playing Rando around the same time, and it was watching them that actually got me interested in playing Randomizer in the first place. So I wanted to give big shout outs to them, and super special shout outs to Ben Teasy because it was with him that I had a discussion before my match with Andy way back in Swiss to kind of get a game plan and figure out what would be a possible way that I could win that match. And that is literally the only reason I made it this far, because if I hadn't won that match, I would have been in the tiebreaker race and I would have lost easily because that seed played to my weaknesses. So huge shout outs to Ben Teasy, and also just massive shout outs to the people who have been supporting me along the way, who have been watching and hanging out and chatting and making Randomizer like such a fun experience, and just to everybody in the Randomizer community for being so amazing. I just really appreciate everybody in this community. Thank you guys so much. It's been just the most gratifying thing I've ever done on Twitch.
So what's your
Wow.
future with Link to the Past Randomizer?
I think I'm going. Well, first off, I hit a sub goal the other day, and now I've got to do a one-hit KO randomizer, which will be fun. But but besides that, I kind of want to dabble in some entrance rando and also take a small break and focus on my execution, bring up my weak spots, start working on NMG because there's that NMG tournament coming up in like March or something. So want to go for like a sub 130 or something like that.
Hone your craft, and maybe we'll see you take down Ben next time.
Yeah, here's hoping.
All right, and before Alu and I say some final words here to the two-time Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament champion, ajneb174. Please, this is your moment. Shout outs, thank yous, whatever you want to say. The floor, champ, is yours.
Well, I'm not a big talker, so I don't think I make it super long, but yeah, a big shout out to all the commentators, the trackers, everybody working behind the scene, restreamer, everybody. I mean, Toast Tony would be still amazing, but I think just with this community, just make it so much better. Shout out to the bananas, obviously.
Everyone loves the bananas.
And yeah, just thank you so much everyone for watching all of these races, and see you next main, Tony. And at AGDQ, I guess, for a few.
Yeah, I would love to make it to AGDQ. Unfortunately, circumstances prevent me from doing so. But are you going to be there, Ajneb?
I will be there, yeah. I'm actually a backup for the race. So I have to be there.
Outstanding. Looking forward to seeing you there, seeing you on stream. This has been amazing as always, ladies and gentlemen. I am Phantom Ryu. I am going to go ahead and sign off. Let Alucard 2004 give you guys the deets on further tournaments and other events that are going on here on Speed Gaming. So this is Phantom Ryu live from Qatar, signing off for the 2017 Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament. Thank you, everyone, for all of your attention and for your views and all of your support throughout this entire tournament. Everyone here at Speed Gaming, all of the admins, the creators, developers of the Rando, all appreciate all your support. Could not do it without you. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Phantom Ryu. And I just want to say a few words here before signing off. We do have 2 more matches in this tournament coming up. We do have the bronze match, second game and third game planned for 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern Time right here on Speed Gaming. So make sure you're here in just about 6 hours, and we're going to get that underway. It's going to be JSR2 Gamers versus Amazing Ampharos. Those guys put up an awesome fight against Ben and Cransoon in the semifinals, and so that should be a pretty epic series. But I also want to give thanks to some people here for all they've done, like the secondary mods especially. Willard J. Bradley, Sakura Tsubasa, Adirondack Rick, In the Name of DT, Hiei, Ursula, and GamerCal. They have put in a lot of work behind the scenes to help make this possible and the secondary tournament possible. They've done a wonderful job organizing, making sure all the restreamers, the trackers, all that stuff is up to date. They've done this wouldn't function without them. And then obviously the tournament organizers themselves, Christos Owen, Vtorp, Carcat, Andy, Evil Ash, and JC. They've put in so much time to actually make this tournament come to life. There's a whole process of going through the qualifiers to the Swiss stage, to the group stage, and then finally here at the bracket stage to close things out. So without their help, we would not even have this tournament. So props to them, and of course, all the amazing restreamers, trackers, commentators. There's too many to name, but everybody who has helped participate and help with all of that, thank you so much. We wouldn't be able to provide great streams for you guys, great shows for you all. And finally, of course, well, not quite finally, but Feasel and Mythical, the guys behind Speed Gaming. We wouldn't have these tournaments, these epic tournaments, without them. Please show some hearts, some serious sloths, or whatever you like, for Feasel and Mythical for all of their work behind the scenes to make this happen. They are true heroes. And actually, finally, thank you all for watching and hanging out and spreading memes and living dreams here with us during this tournament. It's been a blast. So with that, thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you at the bronze match tonight. Take care.